one wants to be Pete at Chris, Lois. Not even Pete at Chris.
What's going on, everybody? This is Trend Kill Radio, a rock news show about all things rock, except for when it's not. Brought to you by the Foundry Concert Club right here in Cleveland, Ohio. I am your host, Sean Ryan.
And I'm Koly Colgate. What up?
What up? What I did was just super white.
I enjoyed it.
And you know what? No, it wasn't woke enough. Well, tonight we have a lot to talk about woke culture because Johnny Rotten, a.k.a. John Lydon, he's being a grumpy old punk.
He sure is.
Yeah, just a crotchety old dick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? Everything that I read about this guy lately is just, you know what? I can't take him seriously. I can't take him seriously with anything that he fucking says. I think the most sincere thing, and I believe you were on the episode of it was the Ramones versus Sex Pistols, and there was that whole thing done by Iggy Pop and Duff McKagan and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was like an award show or something.
Yeah, it was some sort of special or something for like stars or whatever. But Keith Flint from The Prodigy, as you know, he had passed shortly before that episode had aired, and he gave like a very enduring, like, I feel so sorry for him. I can just show you the clip right now.
That's great, punk rockers.
My heart is broken for him. He was a good friend of mine. And don't get it wrong, but nobody loved him, and he was left alone, and he got destroyed.
Let's go, John.
Why?
Yeah, that's about the only like good thing I've seen come out of Johnny Rotten, except for his first album and then the Country Butter fucking commercials he did.
Do I buy Country Life butter because it's British?
Back in England.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on a real downhill of just terrible fucking opinions and takes, and I don't get it as like a punk guy just coming out of left field with these really non-punk views. I don't know what he's doing, but this current story is I gotta say, it didn't surprise me to hear that he said this shit, but at the same time, it sort of just deflates me a little bit. The old try-hard punk kid that I used to be, kind of bummed out.
Yeah, well, maybe that is the essence of punk, though, doing the exact opposite of what people think of you or want you to do, and he's just going, it just happens to be like radically in a different direction.
Maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe you're 100% right. I mean, we can't negate the fact that over the years, so many punk dudes have come out to be, right-wing, sort of, somewhat conservative in their views. And again, not a political show, but I mean, we can't ignore that's been a thing that's happening. And it has shocked a lot of people who grew up or came up listening to that music saying, what the hell? But I think you just kind of nailed it. Like, that's kind of the most punk thing you can do now, is not go with the norm and not be woke and not be politically correct.
I don't look comfortable on camera. I don't understand what's going on in the news. I don't change my underwear.
And all these things.
Maybe wearing, members only jackets and supporting Trump, that's the punkest thing that you could do.
I think it very well could be right now. I mean,
again, not a political show. We are really going to try hard to keep this out of politics.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be so fucking hard. But
I think we're going to see a movement here, fashion-wise, in the next couple of years, where the punk kids are going to be wearing MAGA hats, like, ironically, but, like, how did you get that hat, buddy?
It will no longer be Liberty spikes and spike jackets and pins and shit on your shirts. No,
exactly.
It will be polo shirts and MAGA hats.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Johnny, he had this to say. He talked to the UK Sunday Times. He was talking about woke culture and said that it's a load of bollocks. Is this just like a load of shit? Like, I should have done my research on that. Like, it's a fun word. It's a really fun word. We should really adopt that, but we don't have it.
We won't. Well, Americans are too stupid. Oh, sorry, not a political show.
Anywho, he says that it's a load of bollocks perpetrated by universities graduating a new generation of students with, quote, shit for brains. He continues to say, these people aren't really genuinely disenfranchised at all. They just view themselves as special. It's selfishness, and in that respect, it's divisive and can only lead to trouble. I can't believe that TV stations give some of these lunatics space.
Yeah.
End quote.
I hear what he's saying.
It depends on your definition of woke, though.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
We've seen what hashtag Me Too has done. Some of it's a little fucking stupid. Some of it I mean, they put Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly in jail, and I think we can all agree those were not good guys. They were bad people that did a lot of awful things for decades and totally got away with it. So, I mean, woke, I don't know.
Well, I think when it comes to woke culture, I don't believe there is a woke culture. I believe that there are people in society who think that they are the moral fucking straight edge for the rest of society. And there are some things that are gray areas all the time. Now, if you're a full-on like rapist and you're doing terrible things to people, absolutely, everyone should be alert and aware, and just you should be canceled forever. But then there's this gray area where it comes to personal politics, it comes to, you know, personal opinions and personal beliefs and religion and things like that. And there's a group of people in the world that tend to call themselves woke or fit into that, you know, that category, that they take their own opinion and make it fact. And I think that's where a lot of problems arise for a lot of people. And I think that's kind of what he's talking about in this story, is basically saying, like, look, you come from this very sheltered place and you go to this very sheltered university and you're taught by someone who believes in exactly what you do in a room full of people who believe exactly what you do, and you're never exposed to the outside of what you believe, outside of this bubble, and you're a fucking cunt for thinking that way, because it's not that way. And that's what he's trying to say. But when it comes to personal opinion, personal belief, even if it's stupid, you know, at least in this country anyways, you still have a right to be stupid. And, you know, I don't necessarily agree with people who make it their job to call other people out because they think that they're wrong.
I see it in every single direction. Like, I mean, I think he's kind of targeting liberal kids coming out of college and stuff like that, and I get it. But I see it from the right, I see it from the left, I see it from the middle, I see it from the top, the bottom, the trans, the straight, you know, whatever, Twitter, Facebook, like, it's everywhere. You know, everyone thinks that they're smarter than everybody else.
It all comes down to is having an opinion and being able to pull up something on the internet that of someone that agrees with you and calling it that. And it's not that black and white. It's just not. Nothing is. Yeah,
like say for instance, you know, like Greta Thunberg. She is very intelligent. She has her heart in the right place. She may know a lot more about it, global warming and stuff like that, than I do. But I have a policy that I don't like kids, and I will not listen to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great place to stand. That's a hill that I think you should die on.
Even if she's smarter than me, she's still 17 years old or whatever. I remember how fucking stupid I was when I was 17.
Smarter than you. She's also a lot more successful. Oh.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Wow. We had to go below the belt. You know what? I'm going to cancel you on Twitter now.
Okay, feel free.
I'll just make something up.
You're not the first to try. You don't have to. There's plenty of things I've done that you can just...
Just go on YouTube.
I've done a lot.
Back to Johnny. He goes on to say one more quote. Where is this moral majority nonsense coming from when they're basically the ones doing all the wrong for being so bloody judgmental and vicious against anybody who doesn't go along with the current popular opinion? It's just horribly, horribly tempestuous, spoilt children. Spoilt. Is that like... Yeah.
It's like period, you know, where people are like, and I put that on period.
But spoilt children coming out of colleges and universities with shit for brains. End quote. I believe I already mentioned some of that before. But that was basically the end of John Lydon's little rant there. He's always got a lot to say. And you know what? He has a wife, if you can believe it, and she has like Alzheimer's or something like that. He's been taking care of her for a long time. And so maybe there is a little bit of animosity just coming from having to do, you know, your day in, day out routine, having to take care of someone that, you know, he says she remembers him, but no one else. I don't know. I don't fucking live there. So maybe, you know, things like at home can bring out a lot of just unnecessary feelings, or things that you just said spot on at the moment that you didn't really mean. Or maybe he means all of it and he's just being Johnny Rotten.
Yeah. I mean, that's also the things he just said in that quote. Those are things you would talk about at home. In your living room or over dinner, and you can't really have those conversations at home. So it makes sense for him to go to a public forum and say it out loud, because he's got no one personally close close enough to confide some of that in. It's probably built up over the years, probably just angry. I'm a firm believer in, the one thing that social media has done really well is connected a lot of people. But one thing that it's done that I think has a negative impact on society is that it allows people to put themselves in bubbles. And what I mean by that is you may have a Facebook account with 500 friends, but over the years you've curated that account to only follow people and be friends with people that sort of think the same way you do, and that's okay. But then when you are challenged by something and you see your friends are mad about it, and you feel like you should be mad about it too because you believe that you're in the majority. But the reality is that this country, the world is split so 50-50 when it comes to opinions and beliefs and everything, that your bubble is your bubble and that person's bubble is their bubble. And while you think you're right, they think they're right. And there's no such thing as a woke culture. Every side thinks they're woke, and every side thinks that they're right. And I think social media has really attributed to the battle in the middle there, where people are just going to fight over who's right and who's wrong. And sometimes at the end of the day, nobody's right, nobody's wrong.
That was Koly's final thought, everyone.
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Not T-H-O-T.
Isn't that Jerry Springer?
Yes.
Take care of yourselves.
That would be your final T-H-O-T. That's your final thought.
My final thought.
That's, oh man, we should get Koly's Corner.
Yeah.
The final thought.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, hit like, hit your notifications so you know when these shows come out, because we don't exactly know when they come out anymore. The news is so scarce. But we are seeing so many concerts and so many festivals coming out that we are bound to start seeing some wild shit happen again here on Tranquil Radio.
Can't fucking wait.
Thank you guys once again. I'm Sean Ryan.
I'm Koly Colgate.
And this is Trend Kill Radio.